Welcome back. Today we're talking about retrofuturism. It's futurism, but it's retro. How does that work, you may ask? Don't worry, I'm gonna explain it. If you already know about it, just pretend like you don't. I'll be quick. It's futurism from the past, meaning in the earlier days, say the early 1900s, when the Wright brothers had their first controlled powered flight in 1903, people were like, oh my gosh, man can fly. What next? This wood and fabric machine is able to take off, fly around, and land again. Surely, in 50 years' time, we'll be able to fly on our own, in our own personalized wood and fabric flying machine, because people's idea of the future was based on the technology they had at the time. So retrofuturism is just old futurism. We can look backwards from the future and say that's not how it is at all. Technology we have nowadays, like cell phones and what they can do, would probably blow the minds of anyone from even less than 100 years ago. Even like 20 years ago, it would blow their minds. So the future is always moving forward, and people are always theorizing and coming up with concepts for what it's going to look like. And it's not until you get there that you realize it's actually kind of boring. We got no flying cars, we got no jetpacks, we can't teleport, I can't go to space, and my dishwasher still takes 2 hours and doesn't even clean the dishes. And yes, I rinse them first. These 70s conversation pits need to be brought back. Yeah, there you go. From the 70s, but it looks like sort of advanced design that obviously never took off. It looks sort of bizarre. I've had this thought though about a circular like couch that's like a hot tub, but there's no water. You all get to still sit in a circle and chat and hang out. You don't got to be in the water to do that. Goofball. But yeah, I guess that's been done 50 years ago and just didn't take off. Hell yeah. I want to go to the moon and then swim in a pool. Top 5 things you must do on your trip to the moon. Number 1, swim in the pool. It's nice. New York Central streamliner called Mercury in 1936. You just know people from this period of time were like, this train is so futuristic. It looks cool as hell. The future is now. And it was probably one of the more futuristic things they had. But there was no Wi-Fi on the train. Trains are still pretty relevant. In fact, I feel like we don't utilize them enough. At least here in like big cities in California, there's not enough trains. There's gotta be more trains. They're so nice. Still, how many people can get on one train? This is actually how the future should look. We need more trains and we need them to look cooler. Interior of the 1985 Nissan 300ZX. This is just like a Matrix car. This is goofy, but also really cool. Is that really what it looked like? So this car, oh my gosh, dude, it actually looks like this. That's crazy. We have to go back. I love that. Space age microwave oven from 1968. Classic microwaves, huh? It's such a goofy design, but I kind of like it better. A desk fan from the 1930s? This looks so villainous. This is like a torture device. This is a prop in a Del Toro movie. Custom project I made a few weeks ago. 32-inch TV mounted inside. That's cool. So they got a nice TV in there, but they made it look all retro. That actually looks so clean. That looks really nice. I want this. I need this. It would bug me knowing that I'm not getting the full screen though. A little bit of the edges are getting cut off. How is the DVD logo gonna go to the corner if there's no corner? Sine 4. South African Antarctic Base. Built in 1997. Dude, that's like straight up out of Subnautica. That's like a deep sea base. All like the rounded edges and it being raised. You know, it's like aerodynamic for like not catching too much wind. And then, you know, just for like snowfall, I guess. But this is such a crazy design to come up with and then actually make. And it's huge too. Come on, Greg, gotta think of something funny for this. That looks like an ice cream sandwich. Doesn't it? You know, like the ice cream in the middle. The bright side of atomic energy. This one looks legit like old. Like this doesn't seem like a recreation. It could just be a really good one. But this, I believe this as an actually old image. Like, yeah, this is achievable now, but like, is this what your house looks like? I don't think so. Is this what my house looks like? No way. I would love to chill in a pool like a foot away from snow, but also be warm. You know? I hope this guy didn't spend too much money on his Roomba looking house though, am I right? Live in your goofy goober clown house, McDonald's play place looking, you get the idea. I made a laser pistol out of a sink part and other junk. Oh dude, that's sick. You can see the sink part. That's super cool. I wish I knew how to do stuff like that. What's that? I could if I just dedicated some time to learning how to do stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna wish that I did. Robot babysitter? The hell? That looks creepy. I don't like that. Yo, these new images for Death Stranding 2 look sick, man. This traffic control cabin seems oddly futuristic. 1970s. That's cool. Physics-wise, that's kind of sketchy. It looks like there's cables attached to the back, but it looks like it shouldn't stand like that. Also, is that necessary? Traffic control, what's he gonna do? How does he control traffic? Just yell at you from up there? Is this an early version of a stoplight? He just yells, go and stop? What a job that would be. You just up there in your tower, just deciding when the light turns red and green and yellow. I want that job. Futuristic Netherlands, 1970. I mean, I've never been. Is this what it's like? That's crazy though. This concept, you see a lot of like underground roads. We have underground roads, but the quantity that they show up in old future is a lot. I'm not really a claustrophobic person, but the idea of being in a tunnel for like more than, I don't know, a minute is too much. The rest of it's cool though. I like the efficient design of this sort of staggered thing. Like I wish apartments were built like this, you know, where it's still an apartment building, but everyone still has a nice outdoor area. Like everyone has an equal amount of outdoor area. I don't know. Balconies are cool. I'm glad we have them. I have a little balcony. I like it. But if I had a full on like patio like this, where I could put plants out there and have like a room's worth of outdoor space, I'd like that. And also not have anyone like directly above me with the same thing. That sounds nice. Let's make this happen, can we? Netherlands, get on it. This drawing's 50 years old. You telling me you haven't finished this yet? Whoa. It looks like a ship from Star Wars. Logan's Run, 1976. Look how everyone's dressed. This is the future. Honestly, can we though? Please? Can we all just choose a solid color and just only wear that color? Also, gold belts are allowed. Also, this is unrelated, but actually, no, it's not. But can we please bring capes back? Not just start wearing them, but can we make them cool? And then that way I feel comfortable wearing one. It's gonna take some work. You know, if you put on a cape and go outside, people are gonna think you're a weirdo, or you're cosplaying, or both. Why did we ever stop wearing capes? 1968 Bizzarini Manta? That is the coolest car I think I've ever seen. It's like an electric Razor and a Capri Sun and like a Lego set. I would drive this. In fact, I would never leave this. I would live in this thing. This is really cool. I'm not digging these like little holes on the bottom here. I feel like, I don't know what those are for. Those are just all exhaust pipes, or just fire comes out of those. Can you imagine driving a gas-powered barbecue around town? I would love to drive a gas-powered Lego barbecue around town. Where can I get one of these? What 1900s people thought life would be like in the year 2000? Balloon-supported lake walking. Dude. But why? I've seen so much like German futurism stuff like this, and some of it's actually pretty good, like as far as like good concepts. But this one's funny. There's like even a horse. It's like, why would you need to do this? Why even bother being on the lake? Just float. If you can match your weight with balloons, you can fly. You don't have to hover above water. Hey, meet me out on the lake. It's like, well, we can do this exact thing on land or in the air. We can fly. Past, present, future? Future is them putting the buttons on the phone, but it's still being the like banana thing, which we kind of did do. This is just more inspired by this one. Goofy Teletubby looking phone. I think the best thing about this past one is that you could just put a scoop of ice cream right there and just have some ice cream while you're talking on the phone. Forbidden Planet monster scene. Yo, laser guns. Wait, this is kind of sick. What is this? Man, these things have no recoil. Come on, get him, dude. No. Why'd you get in melee range, goofball? Dang, 1956. Oh, you like Star Wars? That's cool. I don't really like knockoffs, personally. I prefer Forbidden Planet from 1956. It's kind of the same thing. Laser guns, monsters. Can it be done? Our popular inventions series. I want to read every issue of this. 20 dead and 15 missing. Television newspaper. Someday you'll be able to receive the front page of your morning newspaper this way. Fully printed and shown on the screen of a television set. Can it be done? At the very bottom it says, it may not be very long before the news is broadcast by vision instead of spoken or written word. Rather than can it be done, we might well ask, when will it be done? It's interesting that they said it will be broadcast by vision instead of written word. It's like, but you're still reading it. It's still written word, right? Did they mean that you just look at it and like raw information would just enter your eyes? I assume they mean this. It's just a weird way to word it, but yeah, I love the idea. This is a fantastic example of retrofuturism because this is actually old. This is from a 30s magazine in the UK, and they're saying we're gonna broadcast the newspaper to you. And now that sounds super stupid to us because it's like, well, why would you need that? You're gonna sit in front of your screen and read the newspaper? Like, it's such a bad transition to go from written newspaper to now it's on a screen. It's like, what's the point of that? But it made sense to them. That would have been a technological jump for them, is to do that. But now that's goober behavior. That's goofball logic for sure. I'm not gonna sit down and read the newspaper in general, let alone on a screen. So count me out. Ooh, 1988 Toyota Camry. This is pretty good actually, because it looks like it would have been futuristic at the time, but now it looks old school. It reminds me of like the computers from the Alien movie, where they're on like this advanced space traveling ship, but they just look so old school now with these big buttons and these like twitchy screens and stuff. It might just be a style choice, but that's what this reminds me of. They got this like cool digital display up here, but then there's like shag carpet on the ground, and it's this weird beige color that like everything was in the 80s and 90s for some reason. They were like, let's just make everything the least interesting color we can possibly imagine. Let's combine gray with brown. Bumper of the 1964 Chrysler Turbine. There's a lot of car stuff. Cars are definitely something that has changed so much pretty quickly. With what cars look like just like 40 years ago versus now is crazy. And this, I mean, I don't think that there were more cars than this one that looked like this, but this is a flying car that couldn't fly. Gas station in Prague. That's sweet. I love that. It's like cool and like almost more efficient. Well, no, it's less efficient, but it looks really cool. I like when things get designed not because they're better, but because they look cooler. You know, like this makes me happy to think that someone was like, you know what? Screw the traditional design that covers the entire car when it's raining. I watched Willy Wonka last night. We're making it look like a bunch of flat mushrooms. Food delivery as imagined before DoorDash. I mean, that's cool. I guess that the funny thing is like, yeah, them making it and bringing it to you. I guess maybe making it on the way to you and then just bringing it in. That technically is more efficient instead of having someone go from wherever they are to a place to grab the food and then bring it to you. It's like, just have mobile restaurants. And then when you order, they just add you to their route and, you know, make your food on the way. It's probably not very practical to do it that way, but I think that someone could do it, and it would probably be a cool little novelty, you know? I'm trying to think of why this wouldn't work. I can think of why it wouldn't be a good deal, but why would it not work? Like, food trucks exist. It must just be laws saying you can't cook while you're driving. But you know what I say? Let them cook. A boy shows off his ray gun around the 1950s. You tell me this is actually from the 50s? That shirt is sick, dude. Also, trigger discipline. Bro, why don't we have this? I remember playing an old N64 game called Extreme G, and also Spy Kids 3D with the little race thing. These like one-man, two-wheel Batmobile races. Why is this not a thing? Is this vehicle not possible? Can we not make this happen? I know we have motorcycles, but this is different. Actually, if we had this, and I saw a picture of like a sports bike, you know, that didn't exist, I'd be like, this looks cooler. Why don't we have this? But this is cool. I want one of these. I don't imagine you can really see out the window, but do you really need to? Yeah, probably actually. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap it up here with this one. How smartphones were envisioned in the 1920s. It's mobile. They're moving around with this thing. It's not plugged into anything, so that's cool. They have that down. But it's still like this huge, like Walkman-esque thing with a cable, and it's still the like ice cream cone microphone, speaker, whatever, and then like a full-on screen. I mean, they were pretty close. That's not bad. Also, I like that she's talking to like a literal baby. Like the baby's on the other end with the same apparatus. The baby's got the big unit here, the cables, the headphones, and the talking thing, and the screen. It's like, ain't no way, dog. It's a good one to end on. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I know it's different. There's nothing scary here, nothing eerie. I find it really interesting to see what people from the past thought the future was going to look like. And now we're here in the future thinking, what's the future going to look like? I just want to go to space. Can I go to space, please? But I don't want to like go to space with a bunch of strangers, you know, and pay $1 billion. I just want to like get in my little space car and just go up for like an hour or two and come back down just to like think, you know? Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. That was really sweet of you to do that. I didn't think you were going to watch the whole thing, to be honest. I thought you were going to click off at some point.